What are some red flags in an interview that reveals the job is toxic? This actually happened to me. Interviewer: do you have any questions for us? Me: what is a challenge this department has recently faced? Interviewer: job security. I drove about 4 hours to an interview in another city. I told the person interviewing me that I was happy at my current job and wouldn't consider leaving just for the higher pay. He stood up and looked over the cubicle walls to make sure no one was around and whispered, "You don't want to work here." I passed on that job, but while in the new city I applied for another job where I have been happy for the last 25 plus years. Had an owner of a restaurant tell me, "If you have a problem, don't come to me 'cause you won't like how I fix it." Yeah, keep your job. People who don't exercise or work out, why don't you? Just don't have the motivation. Not depressed or anything, just don't want to. I work a very physical demanding job and I consider that my workout lol. I need to get back into the gym though. I'm going to start tomorrow. I have incurable cancer. I'm gonna live my life as I want. I went to a clinic and the nurse said, "We're gonna tell you to stop eating carbs blah blah blah." She said, "In the future we'll reduce or get you off the meds." My reply was, "I don't have a future." Her reply was brilliant. Checked the computer. Then said, "Eat and drink what you want." Brilliant. Don't feel sorry for me. I'm loving life. I walk, that's all I feel like doing. It's boring, I have no motivation, there is always other things I rather do. What were you bullied for? Being poor. And my mom smoked continuously, so being poor and smelly. Kids are brutal. Being the small kid. I was called a biscuit head because my head was shaped like a biscuit. Being too quiet. No, I just don't want to talk to you assholes. Eczema, which often affected my face. My name. That's the question, I have no clue, but they hated me for no reason. Being of Indian origin in a 1980s English inner-city school. It got bad and mom got me an actual concealed money belt as I was bullied for money, so was starving and beaten up when I got home. Then I discovered boxing. The road to redemption was a bloody one, open mouth smile. Being a girl with dark body hair and a small chest. Girls are vicious. If you could experience a video game for the first time again, what would it be? Skyrim. I can't start a new game without getting 10 hours in and realizing I've done everything and I know exactly what's coming. But that first playthrough was full of wonder. To climb the 1,000 steps and the terror of that first frost troll. Getting lost in those side quests for days and then finally realizing Delphine was still waiting for me to go undercover for her in the main quest. The first time I saved Vampire Lady from her hidden tomb and saying to myself aloud, "Is that a muffucking Elder Scroll on your back?" Only to have the actual option of asking that question 2 seconds later. Fighting medieval Joker after he burnt down my assassin HQ. Skyrim. Man. Skyrim. Echo the Dolphin. Tides of Time. If band names were literal, what would be the best, worst concerts to attend? REM would be a snooze fest. Jimmy Eat World would be a bad one. The Killers. I'm sure Sex Pistols would be interesting. Blue Man Group would be the exact same lol. Rolling Stones concerts would be incredibly dangerous. Can't beat Barenaked Ladies worst, Anthrax. I think One Direction would be pleasingly well organized with a one-way system. I don't fancy getting stuck in a hailstorm. Counting Crows would be pretty dull. 1, 2, oh I guess that's all of them. Caw. Tame Impala would be cool. You could go up and pet the Impala. What is a scary, unsettling fact about you? I pooped in my neighbor's backyard when I was 8 years old. Just gargoyled under his jungle gym and let loose. This is the first I've talked about it in over 20 years. I have unusually good night vision. Extra cones, rods. I forget which is for low light, which means I walk around in what other people consider complete darkness. Able to see just fine. Add on to that I'm 6 feet 10 inches and very large. Basically a cryptid. A third of my body is covered in burn scars. A random guy in a bar bit part of my ear off. Here is my ear. For all the curious people. https imager.com kjt5c6u.jpg. What did your crush do that completely ruined your infatuation for them? He littered. Just opened his car door and dropped out a McDonald's bag on the ground. That killed it right there. Fuck her cousin and have a baby with him. Asked for my number too. Set me up with her friend. He was rude and dismissive to my little brother. I know little brothers can be annoying, but he, brother, 13, wasn't being nosy or disrespectful. He just wanted to know if my crush liked video games. I'm also really close to my siblings and wanted them to be included. The next boyfriend I had, current husband, spent hours teaching my little brother to play old school StarCraft, and to this day 6 years later they still play video games together at least once a week. Upgrades. People. What is a creepy fact about the human body? Our brain filters out a lot of what we see along with just straight making shit up based on extrapolation. If you wear a glass which vertically inverts your vision long enough, your brain will correct it and you'll see things normal. But when you take those glasses off, everything will look upside down again until brain recalibrates again. When you get laser tattoo removal, the ink doesn't disappear. You pee it out. Your body's immune system breaks down the pigments of ink and it flows in your bloodstream. Gets processed through your kidneys. Then you pee out the ink. Your intestines know what shape they're supposed to be in and can move themselves, which means gut surgeons can just stuff them back into you when they're done and they'll sort themselves out. Women of Reddit, what are some tips on eating pussy? Harder is not always better. Start soft and then maybe add some pressure if your lady friend wants it. If she's moving, don't follow her. You're half an inch off target, she's trying to help you. Use your whole tongue. Imagine you are a cow licking something. Saying, don't stop, doesn't mean speed up or slow down or start doing something different. It means keep doing exactly what you're doing. Watch the Nina Hartley instructional vid 3.0 that is obviously NSFW. https www.pornhub.com view_video.php view key equals ph5712f4fcadf9c. Stay down there. You just won $1 billion, what are you still not buying? Reddit Premium. $1,000 steaks covered in gold leaf. Extended warranty for my car. That Epstein killed himself. The Farm. NFTs. WinRAR. Anything from the Kardashians. Farts in a jar. Heroin. What's 100% a scam but we accepted it in our society? The right or refused right to repair. Absolute bullshit that I can't fix my own shit. A fee to pay your bill. That health insurance doesn't cover your eyes or teeth. Arbitration clauses in almost every service provider contract. Tricking you into giving up your access to the court system. Nobody talks about it, but they should. Service fees on tickets. Unpaid lunches that extend your workday. Subscription services for fucking everything. The price of printer ink. Convenience fees on electronic payments. Diamonds. What's something useful you actually learned from porn? You can get a leg cramp from having sex. I was watching a porn with my ex and the guy somehow got a Charlie horse in his calf muscle and screamed in pain while his female partner watched in horror and started laughing. Alt+Tab. Where the clitoris is. Never assume your volume is off. Always double check and turn it off manually before starting a video. It's okay to laugh. There was a porn with a couple having sex in a shower. I noticed the tile on one end of the shower alcove was very narrow and tapered from top to bottom. That would have been a real bitch to cut, so when I do my showers I make sure to center the tile so that each end has as wide a partial tile as possible. Looks way better and easier to cut. What's a slang word term that drives you insane? This thread makes me feel both old and young at the same time. UWU speak. Even ironically, it hurts my soul in #X200B. Edit. I hate all of you. People claiming a hack. No, it's a tip. Having a mentee be. It's kinda falling off, but low-key became much too overused and people were just using it as filler. On Reddit there are certain buzzwords that seem to catch fire and spread through the whole site. That I despise. They get used to the point that most people using them have no idea what they actually mean. A current one is gaslighting. Gaslighting isn't just when someone says something that is untrue or something you don't like. It's a specific thing. You've heard of gym rats. What other place animal nicknames should be adopted into our vocabulary? I like the idea of cubicle giraffe for the classic nosy coworker. Mallrats? Casino whales. Barflies, lot lizards. Snowbird, typically older, retired person who moves to a warmer climate during the winter. The fact that hood rat hasn't been mentioned yet tells me that no one here remembers 90s hip-hop. And that's just sad. Reddit rodent. A rig pig is someone who spends months on the oil rigs then blows it all on cute waitresses when they come back. I know a girl who hangs around with mostly gay guys and they call her a fruit fly. Still haven't seen anyone say Rugrats yet.